I said I wasn't doing a podcast today. Here we go. You know, when you have that, what the F am I doing? You ever have those moments? There's moments of you have your list of things to do, and then it's a moment of you're just going to be in the now and follow the awe. Rick Rubin was talking about the awe the other day, and it's this moment that comes and you just want to follow it. A lot of times what happens when you're acting is that actors will be in this moment of wait, and that's when you hear them say cut. I lost my line for a second. Like I've done it. It's this moment where you forget where you are because you're free falling, you're free flying is what you're doing. And it feels so foreign, you almost think you're lost. So you get in this habit of, hold on for a second, stop. Like I was about to stop the camera a second ago because I wanted to double check and see and this and that. And then I just said, nope. I almost wasn't going to record. Besides me not even having the plan to record, once I did say, okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to follow the awe. I'm thinking about it. I got my, all of this noise comes in. And I just was going to say, you know what? Never mind. What the F am I doing? I look crazy. I probably sound crazy. What am I doing? And I was about to quit for a second. Not holistically. Just, wait, what am I doing? And that's what happens when you're in the awe. It's such a moment of pure creativity and flow and inspiration. This happens in business, making decisions, when you're driving, when you're raising your children. These moments happen when you're cooking, when you're talking with friends, when you're discovering things. They happen when you're acting, when you're singing, when you're performing, when you're dating, when you're in love. There are these moments of sprinkles of confetti, of this is new, it's joy. So just follow it. And yesterday I realized, hey, everything's not going to be perfect. So I thought of some things that I'll do different this time. And I remembered to put my phone on airplane mode, and I almost didn't because I was rushing. But I was like, nope, what's more important is, this lesson that, certain things you can improve. So just go with it. Joy. I pulled one of my affirmation cards, or no, I heard, I was watching someone on TikTok, and he said, I think it was like pick a card, and whatever card you pulled, card, I heard myself say card, whatever card you pull, that's like the wish for you. And the one that I pulled was like miracles of joy. And I thought, well, okay, let's see what that is. And last night I had the most beautiful moment. We had a delivery person come, and at first she sent this big message, and I'm cooking and got my apron on, and I'm with Noah, and I'm busy, and she sends this big message of make sure you have your ID. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay, I know by now. So I didn't even respond. And then she's getting super close to the house, and things kind of simmered down a little bit. So I was like, I'll make sure to let her know, yes, it's fine. So she doesn't maybe sit outside the house longer, making sure that, so she doesn't waste her time. And also I was just like, I opened the door, Noah comes to the door per usual. And this was the sweetest woman. This is the second time this has happened recently, of like an angel coming to my door. I have a few angels in my family. So I know the feeling, they're so pure. They're so, and they are sweet, okay? But it's not that fake nice. And not to say that life doesn't throw them things, but they are angelic creatures. Sela. She came to the door. We opened the door and she was so sweet. And Noah says hi and says, I like your hair. I like your hat. I like your phone. And she's just sweet. Oh, thank you. Thank you. People don't notice my phone. And she was like, no one's ever said anything about my phone. I was like, they just don't appreciate it. She was just so sweet. And there's this saying of when people come and visit your house, or, you open your door to people, of moving out their spirit to, or giving it time to leave to, and making that acknowledgement of like, all right, everybody, come on out. So sometimes, or a lot of times, I'm always conscious of that when I open my door to people, or when people are in my house and then they leave. I have that acknowledgement. It's an honoring thing too. You don't slam the door on people. And when she left, it was if you can see my hand, it's this, such just a beautiful flow. And I opened the bag, and it turns out there was like a little card in there from her and cookies. And so I gave it to Noah. The point is that she was just so sweet. And after we're sitting down, like, Noah was so happy. I was like, that was great, right? We had such this positive exchange. And Noah was so excited. I was so happy she got to experience that. And that miracle of joy when they said I was going to receive it, I wasn't even grateful, because what I'm asking for or calling, and I'm so specific. And when I feel like it's not that, I'm like, And if I didn't open myself to that opportunity and just to allow it to come in, Noah would have missed out. And I was just so happy that, I was so happy to see how happy she was. So I'm thankful. Thank you, God, for that miracle of joy. It was a miracle because they're also unexpected. And there's a woman, she has a book on miracles. And I haven't read the whole entire book, but what I have read, I remember she was saying to go throughout your day expecting miracles. And so the word expect, have it also mean allowing, even if my mind's not on it, allowing it. So like yesterday, I learned to put my phone on airplane mode. I knew this was going to happen as I'm like starting this. I'm like, your stomach's going to be growling. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. And I just hear it like, ah. So yeah, that's going to be some takeout right there. I mean, not to take it out. During my decompression after dropping off the child, I was on my phone for a second this morning, and I ran across Kenny Morgan, and he talked about purpose is a thing people experience. I was really lazy when saying experience a second ago. I realized why I couldn't say that, because I was like, oh, yeah. It's like, no, you have to kind of put a little effort in between your words. Kenny Morgan says purpose is the thing people experience after having used your thing, after having used your product. And he can give you the exact quote on that, but that's I mean, I can use a croissant. I have a banana over there. I shout out to Keith Walker for playing Michael and giving me that coffee and croissant in Lucky Lefty. Such a great actor. And makes me think, I wonder, did I yell cut at all when there were sparkle moments of like, I don't know what's going on. What's my line? So back to Kenny Morgan, and purpose is the thing people experience. And I saw him, and it kind of like if you say purpose isn't necessarily your passion, I don't know. I don't know. That this whole line has always been confusing to me. But when he said purpose is the thing people get to experience, that lit up for me because you want to help people, but you don't necessarily want to go sit in a county building and do intake and paperwork or something, right? So you're trying to find what you're good at, what you like to do, and how it can help people. So maybe even if you just take this away and you just focus on, do you know that people will get something out of that? I've been watching tennis. Are you watching tennis right now? If you're not, just go watch tennis, even tennis clips. I'm just watching clips. Okay, I got a toddler. I maybe that'd be my next vacation thing. That's vacation to me. Is just sit down and watch an entire tennis match in person. I'll do a couple margaritas. That's a wild. Okay. Coco, Naomi, Taylor. I just discovered Taylor these past couple weeks. She's badass. I had, when I tell you that's like waiting a lifetime, now that may not mean much, but growing up in my day. So I waited because I was just so focused on my career and wanting things to happen a certain way. And then and I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I love children, and I've been a tutor, so I love children. I feel like I'm great with children. There are things I'm doing now that how even polished this is, recording the mic, being able to sit here in a quiet setting, like making it happen. For it all to come together, it's all coming together. Even I filmed Lucky Lefty. I wrote that years ago. And I'm filming it now. As a parent, your time is so, gosh, your time is precious. So every second, every minute, and you can get it like Kendrick, that Kendrick Lamar song. Like you are so on it because your time is precious. And wow. So to find out Taylor is on this scale and as a mom, yeah, she's not playing around. That's why I watch her like after interviews and how she conducts herself, and even after her wins, and she's loving it and is in the moment. I mean, you're playing against someone who maybe when she wants to be hitting balls, she's with her child, and that has nothing to do with like her as a parent, but like the thing about being a parent is that it's not always on your time. So it's you sacrifice your time for your child. So she was like, maybe there's a moment she's like, oh, I'm gonna go hit some balls or whatever. And then her child's like, oh yeah, mommy, let's color. She's like, all right. So she goes and colors, and it's just, in mommy and with her child. So when she's on the court, because her child is good and is with their parents or their dad or school, whatever, they're good. Do you understand how much she is like her feet are in the ground, her claws are on, like, yeah. And she handled whatever that girl's name is, Ostanka. Um, she handled her well because she has a child, and so that girl was being a child. So she didn't even call her a child. She handled her. You think like what you're saying? You're a sore loser. Oh wow. So watching tennis, they're in their purpose. Okay? And they have other purposes and other things, sure. But I just say that to say, like, when you are really excelling in something you love and you like, oh, we are feeling that fire too. And you are helping us just as a byproduct. So that's why we say thank you. Coco, God, she's, love that girl. Serena and Venus, like, oh, I can go on and on. And the guy players, I just don't know their names. So, like, man, okay. Whew. So thanks, Kenny Morgan, for your. I think I said all. Walking. I mentioned. I said I wasn't gonna do the podcast. Then I had this moment of awe, so I let the awe win. I'm now getting all this set up, and I'm ready to go. And then I'm thinking about all the other limiting beliefs and da 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 da. But I'm trying to fight through it, and then I go and see myself on film, and I was like, ouch. So let me show you guys this. It's fun having Noah do my makeup and stuff and us doing that together. But after seeing myself on camera this morning as I was getting set up, I was like, whoa. Maybe we just put the poster of the girl up, in our talk. I was gonna stop my moment of awe and put this on. But I knew not only taking the time to put it on, but there's a documentary. Maybe I'll do another big one and find it. But where these people in the jungle somewhere, beautiful people who are very great about certain things, and some things that we have in our culture, they don't do. They are not aware of, and so it's not their thing. One thing in particular is the mirror. And I think I was watching this documentary. The reason I mention people is because I like to give them their credit. Certain things people say, I really remember it. But the people in the jungle, they were seeing their reflection in a mirror for the first time. And I remember seeing them, and they were like looking at their teeth and stuff like that. Like they were really aware of what they looked like, and they were in awe of it and this and that. But the person I was watching it with, Preston, he had said, this is the introduction of the ego to them. And I remember having this like devastation of like, damn, because they're so in their flow and they're not looking at themselves. They're just in it. And I was kind of bummed out that these people, these Westerners or whoever came and put this mirror on them or showed it. And but they're just like sharing, just sharing things like, a mirror is a small thing that you can kind of share and bring with you. And so if we're going to bring something from our culture, like I can see this being something easy to bring to them. So I say that to also say, I guess I didn't let my ego win today. And lose a moment because of vanity. And just also, y'all, it wasn't a good look. It was rough. So I brought it out here, but I said, you know what? Nope, that's not going to work. So I'll do it later for something else. Yeah. So what are you going to let win? And I questioned this moment of awe because before I had my coffee and my little break, I was like, no, I'm not going to do a podcast. I'm actually going to be editing and posting the other ones, and Almost missed out. And when I had the moment of awe, I was like, no, but what about that list, huh? That list was right. Maybe it is right. Maybe I still have time to do it all. I think I do. It's not that late. It's very early. Confirmation. But what are you going to let win? Wow. That keeps showing up. What are you going to let win? I love Joe Rogan's podcast, and I remember when he was talking about, like, he goes on these DMT trips, and that these little what are they, leprechauns or something like that, these little elves come up and like taunt him, or they're like little jokers or something, and they look like this, I guess, and why are you so serious? Stuff like that, like they were maybe teasing him. That just kind of reminds me of this, of like, yeah, what about your list? I'm a Virgo. I got my list. All right. That's it. Go enjoy your purpose.